All right, storytellers, Ian Garlic here, and I got a special guest. Our guest today, is going to talk about SEO, video search engine optimization. YouTube's the second most used search engine. It is climbing the ranks. The use of YouTube is through the roof with COVID, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that. I found out about our guest today through one of our other giants video, Justin Sardi, and I watched his stuff, and I'm like, I got to get him on. I got to have him talking about video SEO because we're talking about not only that, but how to get in the Google rankings, how he's building authority. He's going to tell you about this success, and then we're going to tell you about an opportunity to learn from him for free for almost 2 hours. So Paul Murphy from Affiliate Tube Success Academy, thank you so much for being on.
Hey, Ian, it's an absolute honor and a privilege to come on with you, man. It's good to see you. So, yeah, I'm excited to share whatever you want to know, basically. Oh, you're frozen on me. What's going on?
Good to see. Oh, you just unfroze on me. Am I unfrozen?
You froze on me a little bit there. So
yeah, that's a joy of live. Internet's getting kind of weird here in Orlando. Sorry about that.
That's hilarious.
And he's all the way over, and he's all the way over in Brighton, England.
That's right. Yeah.
So we've got a distance. But so Paul, tell me a little bit about first of all about how you got into ranking videos on YouTube and ranking them in Google.
Yeah, sure. So like back, I started my first business. I was working in sort of corporate world for quite a few years, and I started my first business in 2002, just before I was like my 30th birthday. So those who kind of can do some maths can probably work it out, right? But so I'm 48. So yeah, so I started in business 2002, and I started putting up these websites, and these websites were like easy, like, well, not really easy, but quite easy to rank at the top of Google. But they took like quite a few, like usually about 2 or 3 months to get to the top of the search engines. And what we'd do back then is like just put some backlinks on and add them to some directories, and then they would rank, right? And then we did this thing where we would rank them all over the world for like a local business. So because I had a local business and I ranked my website everywhere. And I was putting up these different websites and actually selling them. Like they had a website, it's not like Flipper, which is like obviously buy and sell websites, but they had a website back then. It was kind of like the similar sort of thing, but it wasn't just for websites. It was like for businesses, right? You could buy and sell businesses. So I'd rank these websites and I'd put them up and then sell them, basically sell them as like, people could do with whatever they wanted. And then sort of 2007 to 2009, obviously Google started applying all these penalty slaps. And all these websites that I'd sold got delisted, and then I actually got knocked down to the bottom of page 1, which then like reduced like all the money I was earning to like the difference between the bottom and the top was like massive, and I couldn't seem to get up the top. I was playing a sort of cat and mouse game, and I was trying to get up the top of the search engines, and then we got down at page 5, and then one day I came in and it was like I was completely delisted, my entire network. And that included all the websites that I built for my clients and everything. So you can imagine what I was going through at that point, right? So I had people on the phone to me. And then that was it. And then I ran out of money, basically. I was broke for 4 years. And then I in about 2017, I noticed the Google carousel appearing on the front page. Like I was putting in different searches for different products. And I just noticed this, it sort of just started appearing. And I think, at the time, like the reason that got my interest was because I was like seeing this thing and I was thinking, well, I tried drop shipping. I tried running my own coaching business. I tried putting up websites, selling product. I tried lots of different things and I wasn't getting anywhere because I didn't really I couldn't get to the top of Google. I couldn't work out how to turn a profit with ads either. I wasn't very good at that. I tried that as well. Sometimes I got winners, sometimes I didn't, but like, really, in all honesty, like when I saw that I was like, whoa, that's like really powerful. And so I got on the phone to my Google Ad Manager and I was like, right, can I buy this? And he was like, no, this is organic. You can actually get there by giving Google what it wants, placing YouTube videos, and then those YouTube videos basically give Google what it wants and it will rank them there. And then he said, not only that, but if you optimize it correctly, then you'll be able to keep them there. And I was like, hang on a minute, he just told me I could get evergreen ads at the top of Google with a billboard, like, because those thumbnails, I call them billboards, right? Because they obviously take up a lot of the room.
Yeah.
Whoa. So I tried to hire the gurus, right? I was getting on the phone to anyone who did SEO back then. And I was basically I don't know if you was trying to do it, I probably spoke to you, but I was basically phoning everybody in the industry. And I was like, please, just show me how to do this. And like the weirdest thing happened, like two things happened. The first one was that they didn't actually know how to do it, right? Like nobody knew. And I was like, look, I actually was broke, right? I was like going to open a new credit card. I was like, just take my money. But they said they were actually broke. They said, they didn't know how to do it. So that was the first thing. I was like, okay, well, I was a bit surprised by that. But the second thing, which was the weirdest thing, was that they didn't care, right? And I was like, but, this is the top of Google. Like, I know how much money you can make at the top of Google. And they were like, yeah, but we're doing Facebook now. And I was like, yeah, but Google's still the #1 search engine on the planet, and YouTube's #2, right? So we can rank them both. And they were like, yeah, we're doing Facebook now. And I was like, so obviously that was me who had to figure it out, because there was like, I could, to this day, unless someone's actually learned it from me, I actually don't know anybody that knows how to effectively optimize for the front page of Google, right? So yeah, so that's how I discovered it. I know it was a bit long-winded, but yeah.
No, but it's super powerful. And that's why I wanted to bring you on too, because not only are you at the front of Google, which if you're in any competitive field, if you're a lawyer, a doctor, a dentist, if you're a coach consultant, it's costing what, $50 to $100 per click.
Yeah.
Not per opt-in. Per click, and you're spending thousands upon thousands of dollars. You stop paying, it's gone. Plus those videos. I mean, I want to show someone an example of the carousel, because your eye is immediately drawn to video on Google. So could you give me a search that, sorry to put you on the spot.
Well, go for EverWebinar trial. Okay. And you should see, unless it's changed since 3 days ago, you should see in the carousel, you should actually see all my listings.
Let's see here. Oh yeah. Wow. So I'm going to share this.
Yeah.
And this isn't like a magic show that we prepared this ahead of time.
Actually, I wasn't sure if they were going to rank, because I knew they were a couple of days ago. So
yeah, EverWebinar trial. Boom. There it is. Boom. Yeah. Right below the webinar. And you make money from this too. I mean, you're not associated with EverWebinar, correct?
Yeah, no, I'm an affiliate. I'm an affiliate for EverWebinar, Webinar Jam, and Kartra, which is all the same company. But yeah, I basically, I'm just an affiliate. I'm not an employee or anything. No.
And wow. And so you got these ranking, and I'll spill the beans. We're going to put a link down below where he's going to be on Giants of Video. If you're watching this and you have the Giants of Video already, but that's awesome. You're going to get free access to this, but we're going to do a free access limited time this coming Friday. There'll be a link down below, because Paul's going to tell us exactly what he's doing to do this. So, what has this done for you, getting these rankings?
So, yeah, I mean, you probably heard me say earlier, I was actually broke for 4 years. So from 2000 and sort of up to 2007 and 9, I was making good money, right? And when I got delisted, I did have some savings. I had a little bit of money in the bank, and I made some crazy investments. I invested in some stocks and shares that weren't very good. I invested in a few things that I really didn't know what I really shouldn't have been playing around in. And I lived off my savings. So from 2013 to 2017, I was actually like flat broke. Some of my friends were like asking me to go out for a drink. I couldn't even afford to do that, right?
Oh man!
And when that actual video that you see there on the left, that is on the 7th of November 2017. Now on my actual channel, what's interesting about that video as well, that's been ranking for over 2.5 years, #1 on Google. Like everything above it is either EverWebinar or an ad, right? Mm-hmm. So and when we see lots of ads, that's a good sign, because people will bypass the ads to watch it. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of people who play around on YouTube obviously create very high value content. They create, you have to kind of consistently upload and do all this stuff. But with that video, you will actually see all I did was actually, it's probably because we're using all the bandwidth at the moment.
Yeah, we're using all the bandwidth.
Yeah. So yeah, what you'll notice there is all I did was I actually did a screen grab of the landing page and just spoke over the top for 3 minutes. That's it. And
Wow.
yeah, and we don't need likes, subscribers, comments, or anything like that for us to like. We've got a few there, but to be honest, like, you
I'll
know,
give it a
we're
like.
ranking #1 for the last 2.5 years, consistently making what they call like mailbox money, right? Because this is a SaaS product, so it's not a monthly recurring; it's a one-time fee, but it's yearly, and we get lifetime commissions. So you know, we get that money come in. So when I actually uploaded this, that says 60-day free trial. That's actually not available anymore. But what was quite interesting, that was the first product where I started to see some commissions come in after being broke for 4 years. And I didn't actually get paid for this until around March time, because there was a 60-day free trial, and then Kartra do a 30-day money back guarantee for their products. And then I had to wait for the following month's payout date, right? So I had to wait 4 months. But I could see the money coming in, and I could see it sort of slowly going up. And then I started putting up channels in other niches, because like most niches, you don't actually need to put yourself online. But for internet marketing, you kind of do. Or you don't actually need to put yourself on camera. Most of my like highest performing videos, we don't even put ourselves on camera. I like that one.
Wow.
A lot, you know, that one's absolutely crushing it. And but yeah, so that's what we do. And like those, I mean, I'll go into this a little bit more on the training, but you can see the views there. You think, well, that's, you know, for that being #1, that's not a lot of views, but that's not views from like people. Like YouTube is not promoting this video on the right hand side. Okay, that's why likes, comments, and subscribers and all that don't matter. This is 1,400 buyers that have seen it. Okay, somebody who's put in a red hot buying term, because that's all we rank for, will have seen this video. So that's 1,420 buyers, and we get like super high conversions because we're building that know, like, and trust, and we're also giving that second opinion, and that, you know, so that's how we do that. But basically, yeah, that's how. And then once that started coming in, I kind of went all in, right? Because I was like, whoa, this is incredible. And you know, we've got products now where we make multiple 6 figures just from one product.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Multiple 6 figures. You know, and you know, I want to say that what you said right there, these are red hot buyers. There's so much intent in Google. And you know, when someone's putting everywhere webinar trial, if they're putting any of these terms in, if you're a lawyer and they're putting in personal injury lawyer, they're ready to hire someone, right? They're not saying what to do if I was in a car accident, which is good. And in Facebook, you know, Facebook is great. Facebook marketing is great, but you have people all over the buying process. And here you have someone at the end of the buying process, ready to buy, red hot. Plus you get the authority too. I mean, that's a big deal too. So let's talk a little bit about that. Cause can you give me another one that you rank for?
Yeah, go for Groove Pages.
Groove Pages.
I should be in the UK. I'm 1 and 2, but might be.
Boom.
Yeah,
there you go.
Actually, I'm only just 1 there. Yeah, so I'm 1 and 2 in the UK for some reason. But if you go along that carousel, you might see another one of my video if you're lucky.
Yeah,
there you go.
There you go. Yeah.
So in the UK, I'm 1 and 2. So yeah, that one's a really good one, because we don't just rank for Groove Pages. If you put in Groove Pages versus Kartra, or Groove Pages versus ClickFunnels, or Groove Pages versus virtually anything really, it will come up. So that video has been up for, I'm not quite sure on the date on that one. So that one is January, and you'll see that one has actually had nearly 8,000 views, and that's absolutely crushing it. So last month we did with Groove Pages, which is like the competitor to ClickFunnels and Kartra, right? It's just literally been kickstarted last year by Mike Vilsain. So yeah, I mean, I actually checked that earlier, and that had 7,900. So that's had 300 views in the last 24 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's getting, I mean, it's getting a lot of momentum. And you're saying, I know you might be saying to yourself, well, I'm not doing affiliate marketing. Well, you should be thinking about it, because you should be thinking about, you know, I'm going to talk later to Jay Facette about joint ventures. You should be talking about other people's audiences. You should be getting from other people's audiences, what I call OPA, you know, and this is a great opportunity. But, you know, whatever you're in, you could be doing this in any business. You can be ranking for your terms plus other people's terms. And so, Paul, tell me about, like, you know, how your authority has grown. Do people know you now in other places? Tell me about that.
So, yeah, well, when I discovered this a couple of years ago, I started helping people and showing people how to do it. And what I was doing, I actually was creating a course, a launch hacking type course, which was basically just taking out some of the elements of my main academy. So I basically, it's like, it's not an extra thing that we do. It's just something that I was taking on the side. But when I was creating that, I wanted some case studies. So I wanted to rank for some of the hottest products on the planet. So I started ranking for One Funnel Away, Traffic Secrets, and then I started ranking for Groove Pages. And at the time, I was getting 1 or 2 sales a day for Groove Pages when it was sort of launching in January. And the affiliate manager, Joe Jablonski, reached out to me and he was like, "You're doing really well. Mike Philsame says hi." And I'm like, "What?" I said, wow. "He knows who I am." He said, "Yeah." And he says hi. And I was like, "Oh, cool." So I got chatting to Joe, and over the months, I was like, would I be able to sort of connect with Mike? Would he be interested in chatting to me? He's like, yeah, cool. I'll get him on a call. And I was like, whoa. So then Mike Philsame come on a call with Joe Jablonski, and he basically came on the call and he was like, he sat there for 2 hours. We connected, we got on. And, and I said to Mike, I said, he said, "No, I know who you are." He said, "Because obviously every time," he said, "like, if you go and log into your software or you go and log into things," he said, "do you go and put in the www or do you just Google it?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I'll Google it." He said, "Yeah." He said, "That's what I do." He said, "So when I go and log into Groove Pages, I'll put in Groove Pages and I'll Google it." He goes, "And your mugshot's coming up every time I log in." And I thought, oh, crikey, of course he would probably know who I am, right? So yeah, that was kind of like how I sort of built that authority, and I got to know Mike. And then, and then basically that kind of put me on the map because he kind of helped. He was kind of really excited by what I was doing. He was looking at what I was doing. He was helping me. And then we actually put some training inside of his academy as well. So so I've obviously started connecting with him. And since then, obviously, the reason I'm connecting with you now is through Justin Sardi, right? So not Jason, Justin. So yeah, I recently worked with Justin, and I've been getting to know him, Ron Douglas and Robbie Blanchard. Like some people that I've actually interviewed on my channel. So yeah, like I'm just kind of getting to know people in the industry, and most people when they see me, they say, "Oh yeah, I know you," and I'm like, it blows me away, right? Because a year ago, nobody knew who I was, as far as I was concerned. Anyway, no one knew who I was. So yeah, it's kind of amazing, really, what's happening.
Yeah, and also if you'd have just happened to be really good still at SEO, I mean, not that you're not good at SEO, but if you're still ranking on SEO and had everything everywhere, people wouldn't know your face, know your voice. They would just know your writing. And that's the power of video, folks. And that's why I'm gonna get Paul is going to teach you. So let's go over real quick. You can sign up down below. If you're watching this at a later date and it's no longer live, we're going to do a few things. So you make sure to go and put your email in when we re-release it. But Paul, tell me about what you're going to do. What we're going to go over on the training on Friday.
So basically I've developed a 5-step system that we take our students through. Now, when I discovered this, first of all, I discovered loads of pitfalls that people are making with their marketing, because only 1%, and people freak out when I say this, but it's actually, you can go and check it out, right? It's like, it's true. Only 1% of all online businesses that were started in the last 5 years have succeeded. Wow. And so when I discovered this system and I started helping people, I was like, well, what is it that people are falling into? What is the problem? So obviously I won't ruin that now by telling you what that is, but we go into that, right? So there's loads of things that you can cut out of your marketing immediately, and then you can kind of flip it on its head and start getting success. So we do that. That's one of the things we go into. And then we go through basically the 5-step formula that we've got, where we show you how to create these videos, put them on the front page of Google, and also how, not only that, but also how you can outsell vendors, how you can get insane conversions that you do not get from paid ads ever. In fact, you don't often get it with organic traffic, but just the way we set it up and put it in such a way, we can outsell the ads and we can outsell the websites, right? People don't even want websites anymore, but we outsell them anyway, but we also outsell the ads. So it's kind of like the Primus real estate. So we go into that 5-step formula and we show you how you can set it up so that you can make sure that it's successful and it's going to make you a good amount of money on the front end, right? So that's kind of the key here, because a lot of people, sometimes people will come in and they'll say, "Oh, I want to promote an e-commerce product and I'm going to be making $5. And I say, "Why?" And they say, "Well, I'll graduate to make a bit more money." And you say, "Why?" And they say, "Well," and actually I do understand why. I already know the answer why. It's because when you go and advertise against that product on Facebook, the cost of that ad is lower in the auction, because the people bidding are bidding lower, right? Facebook does the auction for you, but the bidding's a lot lower, so you get a cheaper ad. But with obviously free traffic, you don't have to do that at all. So obviously we're going to go into that, and we're going to show you how we can set it up so that you can just get like, you know, a little bit trickle of sales with a bunch of videos and make serious money. So yeah, that's kind of the 5-step formula. And yeah, that's sort of taken out of my academy.
I'm excited. Yeah. And then, I mean, and he's going to have a special offer for his full academy after he goes up through it. I got in it right away. It's so worth it. Within the first like 20 minutes, I found 5 gold nuggets that are helping our stuff, our clients, our students right away. So I mean, really, that's why I wanted to bring Paul on, because I thought this is probably one of the most powerful things that you can be using right now. And it's not going to go away. And YouTube ranking is phenomenal. And I just want to say one other thing. Even if you don't want to sell another product and you just want to sell your thing, if you have a high ticket coaching, like I said, if you're a lawyer, doctor, dentist, consultant, and you have $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 initial fee, or maybe a $50,000 fee, think about that. All you need is 5 views. If those 5 views aren't ready to buy, and that could be a $250,000 video. Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, I have a client that we ranked, Paul, for a very specific term, he was a criminal defense client, but he ranked in the Google, in the banner there. And it was just his video in there. And he got several clients where, you know, I think he had like 25 views, but anyone that was looking for that term needed his help. So
and the good thing is as well, obviously you keep them there, so they'll stay there for years. And you can see, like, we put a plugin into Google and you can see the cost per click, so you can see what people are paying, or what people are prepared to pay for someone to click their ad. And obviously with the thumbnail, we keep them there for years to come. So if you get in that carousel, guys, you optimize it, you know, in the way we show you, and you keep it there for years to come. Like you've got, like, it doesn't really matter. And like you were talking about lawyer leads earlier, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Like lawyer leads, you could have a video on page 3 and be making serious money, because you can get a CPA for those, or a cost per lead. I think they will pay you just for an email address, right? So they'll, I think they call it CPA. I can't remember if they call it CPA or CPL now. They used to call it CPA. So basically, you know, they don't have to buy anything. And some of these guys will pay $200 or $300 just for a lead, because they know if they get 10 leads, they can make 10 times that with just one sale, right? So they obviously calculate it based on what they're going to make when they get that lead. So they'll pay you like handsomely for that, because one of those big lawyer leads is going to be like worth it. Like, so they'll pay you for each lead, right?
Exactly.
So you can make serious money. And if you can get on the front page with carousel, again, that's wide open. You know, there's a lot of people in SEO. When I was doing SEO back in the day, people were making a lot of money on page 3. There ain't many things you can make money on page 3, but for lawyer leads, because you only need 1 or 2, you make serious money. But if you get those in carousel for things like that, like, whoa, wide open. And I don't even touch that market. I've got 5 other channels and I haven't got any lawyer. I haven't done it. I haven't done it yet, but I'm considering it. Yeah.
Now I'm considering it. So, and the other thing about this too is if you don't have to have your face on it, folks. Yeah. If for those of you that are nervous about being on video at first, it's a good way to test some stuff out, but still be making videos. Yeah. But you're still building your authority. This is the other thing that we didn't mention. When people trust Google more than their family. I mean, if you get a referral from your family member, what are you going to do? You're going to go to Google. But if you find it on Google, you're not going to go to your family member and ask them about it. So, it's true. There was actually a study by Pew Internet a while ago said that like 75% of people trust Google more than their family. Yeah. Which, I mean, it is. But Paul, I mean, we're super excited. We'll see you on Friday. Make sure to subscribe to his channel too. He's got a ton of awesome information. Paul, before, if you had one tip between now and Friday, what would you tell people to do before they watch the training?
Okay, so before you come on Friday, I would just want to say, right, if you haven't started on YouTube, okay, there's going to be one of like 4 or 5 reasons why, okay, and most of them are untrue. Right. Okay. So, and we're going to cover that again on Friday. So we're going to go into there's usually a reason why you think, oh, I don't want to do YouTube because, right. I don't want to do YouTube for this reason, for that reason. I won't obviously spoil it now, but I guarantee you, well, I can pretty much guarantee you that most of those reasons, they're what I used to think as well. And some of the biggest gurus are teaching the opposite of that. So we're going to break down those common myths For You on Friday. So all I would say is, like, go and set a channel up in your niche. Okay, you can do that. Like, if you want to prep for Friday, it's free, doesn't cost you a single penny. Just go and set a channel up. Okay, you don't have to worry about optimizing it. Like, and you only need a Gmail, right? Gmail, yep. Login. You've got a YouTube channel, so you can put a banner up if you want. You can put whatever, but don't, you know, just set a channel up in your niche, and that's it really. But I would recommend, like, you know, if you can't make this on Friday and Ian makes a replay or whatever, but I would recommend utilizing YouTube is the most powerful platform on the planet. And if you get those videos on the front page of Google, you are in the right place at the right time. And like Ian said, like, it is not only is it like, you know, people trust Google more than their, I haven't heard it put that way. That was quite, made me chuckle, but people trust Google more than their family. But not only that, when you actually put that video, we have an opportunity to build the know, like, and trust that the vendors can't do. So if you did it for affiliate marketing, you can do that. If you do it for your own products, right, you can actually give up your testimonials for people that have bought your products, right? You can actually put those in the videos. So you can build that know, like, and trust. And then what happens is that's why we get super high conversions, because one, people prefer video to anything. Two, people are preferring video to ads. That's why Google's pushing them over, right? One, obviously, because it keeps people on their platform and they can show more ads, but that's not the only reason. They want, that's what people want, right? People are going to YouTube and searching this out. So Google's just making them available. So yeah, and you know, and like I say, this is the only last thing I wanted to add is that this is a blue ocean. Like, it's probably the biggest blue ocean. Like, everything else is red, right? Pretty much Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, not so much. They're pretty good, but this is free YouTube ads, right? So you don't even have to spend a penny. So that's all I wanted to say, really.
I love it. Well, Paul, thank you so much for being on. We're going to see you on Friday. We're going to have a link down below to sign up for it. You know, if you do miss it live, that's fine. You know, but I would suggest being on this live, because the faster you start implementing, the faster you can get ahead. 2 years from now, everyone's going to be like, everyone's going to be doing this, and you're going to be, it's going to cost you a ton of money, a ton of time to get what you can get right now. So, Paul, thanks again for being on.
Superb. Yeah, I'm excited to see you guys on Friday, so I'll see you then. Yeah, thanks, Ian.
See you then.
Thanks, man.
And thanks, Paul. All right, and see you guys soon. It's been Iron Garlic and the Story Cruise channel. Make sure to join us, Paul, on Giants of Video on Friday.
See ya.